back to the non-league adventure with me, GW365. If you joined us last time, oh, by the way, we're playing Eastleigh FC for those who were maybe new. If you joined us last time, we had a disappointing 1-0 loss at home to Stockport, if I get the schedule up. Yeah, we had a home game against Stockport, and unfortunately for us, we succumbed to a 1-0 loss thanks to a penalty early doors. We really didn't really dominate in terms of possession like we normally do, but we had a hell of a lot of shots and we just couldn't convert any of them, unfortunately. If you didn't see that game last time, I'd advise you go back and check it out if you haven't already, and further than, start the beginning of the season, and further than that, go right back to the beginning where we started as Curzon Ashton. But anyway, onwards. The next game, it was the FA Trophy third round. It was against Eastbourne Borough, and in this game, we won 3-2. Worth noting, their chances, that was a penalty, as you can clearly see, but that was a thunderbolt from like 30 yards out. Sometimes you just can't, you just got to hold your hands up and think, that's fair enough, it's an unstoppable shot. That actually made it 2-2 and made it a bit nervy, but fortunately, Adil Nabi, a bit of head tennis, managed to head it over the keeper to secure the win to get us through to the next round against Morecambe. We've got a two-legged semi-final to overcome. Who knows, maybe there might be a bit of silverware at the end of this season. We'll have to wait and see. In fact, no, I'll tell a lie, it was Gosport. That was the last game of this sequence. I'll get into that shortly. We then played 4th place Grimsby at home, and we absolutely destroyed them. We beat them 3-0. A very good performance, 20 shots to their 6, 61% possession, really dominating this game. Grimshaw playing it right back in this game and getting the man of the match. He's been pretty good when he's played it right back. I can't believe that I overlooked, his height of 1m74 when I signed him originally as a centre-back. But he's been really, really good on that right-hand side when he has had to cover for Josh Murray. So yeah, very resounding victory for us. We have had a few injuries. You might have noticed there that Lewis Dunn got injured for about, he got dislocated shoulder, and he's out for 3 to 4 months, which is pretty much the end of the season. I'm gutted because he's been Mr. Consistency all season. However, we went into the away game against Lowestoft with a 2-1 win. We've got Gerardo Martin and Adil Nabi. Let's get into this. Gareth Evans got one back just after we got a second goal. This was a tight game. To say they were 18th, they played really, really well. For large spells it seemed, and they did get a goal, probably what they deserved, but in the end we were just too strong with them. We kept the ball well and restricted them to only the 1 goal. I think with that game, I want to say, let me just highlight it again, I think he might have been on the bench. I moved Piers Kerr into the box-to-box midfield role, and he got a 9 out of 10, which was really good. Joe Partington played in the defensive mid. The next game was a home game against 23rd place Torquay, and we made really hard work of it. However, they had 1 shot all game, and that must have been really late on. And this after we missed a penalty, which I need to remember to set up the set piece takers, because at the minute Liam Grimshaw is taking all the pens because he's got the best penalty stat after Lewis Dunn. And he's missed 3 now out of 3. I think we might have had a penalty shootout at some stage. I'm not entirely sure, and he might have scored in that one. But yeah, and it was Adil Nabi who got the goal in this one. It was very much deserved. We completely dominated. Just couldn't hit the target for some reason again. But yeah, I find it very bizarre because Adil Nabi's stats for this level are absolutely crazy. He's got 14 finishing, 12 composure, 13 technique, and 15 pace. What else do you need from someone who scores goals? I mean, his heading's only 7, but he's still okay for this level. And for some reason, we've only got him at the minute, so I can't really use anyone else because Callum Saunders, has been injured for God knows how long. He's nearing a return, but yeah, he's been doing really well of late. Adil Nabi, with no one really challenging him really, but his work rate's gone up 12. He's increasing as well. He's 26 years old, the former West Brom player, and he's been really pleasing recently. But it's just a case of he only scores odd goals here and there. He don't get go out and get a brace or a hat trick, dare I say. was Gerardo Martin has got a hat-trick, but he's Mr. Inconsistency, because again there, 6.8 rating. That brings us on to the last game that we did of this sequence against lower league opposition in Gosport, and they were very spirited in the first half. They more than matched us. I think they actually went in at half time. They had 6 shots and we had 5, so it shows how well we performed in the second half. And getting a late goal thanks to that man, Gerardo Martin. You know, he just got in there, and I can't even remember the goal, but it was a decent finish from what I remember. And it was last night when I played, and that brings us up to where we are now, which is a game against second placed Crawley. We are surprisingly the favourites, and if we go into the table, we are 5 points, despite all his inconsistency and getting a lot of draws. We find ourselves 5 points off the top with 10 to play, so it is doable. We've got Gateshead to play as well. I've got Crawley today. It starts with Crawley today. If we beat them, we gain some points on there. We get us on to 64. If Dover and Grimsby lose, who knows? Maybe we can get into third by this game. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm really excited for this game. We are away from home. No, we're not. We're at home today, so more the reason to do well. So, team selection. Jake Hesenthal has been playing as a box-to-box midfielder, with Liam Walsh staying as that creative force in the middle of the park. They are very similar as well in terms of the passing stats. One thing I will say is Liam Walsh's technique is better, so that's probably one thing. And his decisions, I believe, is better as well. So he's making better decisions in where to pass it, and as a result, we have been performing really well. It has to be said. I'm probably going to stick with this side actually. It hasn't really let me down. The only change I might make is Liam Grimshaw at right mid. But this back, you know what? I tell a lie. Piers Kerr is going to come on for Partington. As well as Partington has been playing, in the last game he didn't play as well. So, but yeah, you can see there exactly why Liam Walsh is playing so well. 8.36 rating for the last 5 games. His average rating for the season is actually better than Hesenthal's, albeit it's in less games. 7.95. Average rating for the season is crazy paving. No other signings to tell you about. I'm going to stick with this team here. In fact, I'm going to put Jack Senior on the bench. I put Dale Eve in just in case because it was a cup competition. I always put a keeper on the cup competition bench. Into the game. I've rambled enough. Eaton Collins has been playing well as well on the right hand side as the advanced playmaker. So we will see how we fare against second in the league. This is not going to be an easy game. It has to be said. So I am going to say pick off where we left off last time. A couple of green reactions there, so that's pretty good. So we only won 1-0 against Gosport, so there's no reason to, if we won like 5-0 then I probably would have kept Partington in the side. But as it is, Bobby Mosley is the captain, he's there. Ideally if he doesn't play, Partington needs to play and have our 2 leading captains there. Albeit I would have loved Hesenthaler to be the captain because he has actually got a better leadership stat. But it was a new signing, so he wasn't offered as a choice at the beginning of the season. So it looks like in the early stages, should I say, they were looking to press, but we've got a corner. It's towards the back post, and Wright wins the header. He's been really, really impressive in the last 10 games, 15 games or so. He was like 4th choice at one point. And now he's found himself like ahead of Grimshaw, ahead of who was the other player? There was another one. I think I might have sent him back on loan or something like that. But yeah, he's been a revelation in these last 10 games. But here comes Walsh. I want to say it's Totondu that comes away with a loose ball and finds Charles. Inside it goes to Dawson. Ref, get out of the way. I couldn't read his name. Right, there he is again. His passing's not amazing, but he does everything defensively really well. In a defensive sense, should I say. Mosley's got it now, though. Looking for Gerardo Martins, I can see. He's trying to make a run, but inside it goes to Hesenthaler. Squares it to Walsh. Look at this run from outside. He goes himself, and it's narrowly fizzed past the post. Good effort, and a lot of his chances have been like that recently. Just shaving the post. So we are getting close, but here's a set piece for Crawley. Murray heads away, and Eaton Collins is on the chase. Dawson does win it, though, and now Richards has got it. He's the last man. Smith finds Greenwood. Good tackle from Mosley, and now Gerardo can pass it straight to the opposition like a boss. And now there's a potential chance here, but it finds its way through to Maxted, who's, he's had his faults, but I still can't complain. He's had quite a lot of clean sheets. Got quite a few recently as well, which is pretty good. Naby now on the counter maybe. Could you call this a counter? Possibly. We won the ball. That is the worst shot I've ever seen. Oh no! Take it back. It's a corner. It looked like he just booted it straight out of play like a schmuck. But anyway, Hezental with a corner. Headed away. Tatonda on the chase. He's up against Geraldo. Geraldo is very quick. And he's not going to beat him today. Walsh so fine. That's a good bit of passing there. Now Hezental's got it again. Unfortunately, he's lost it. And then runs back into the middle for some reason instead of trying to win it back. 20 minutes in though, and it's 0-0. Don't forget, we're playing second. We are probably one of the form teams though. We only have that Stockport loss. I think I worked it out. That's a good effort, and Preston tips it wide of the post. But I think in the last, I worked it out. I think in 14 games we've won 10, drawn 2, and lost 2, which is pretty good form if you ask me. It's definitely playoff form. Whether it's title winning, I don't know. In this instance, it could be title winning. We'll have to wait and see anyway. But well, I was going to say I thought they were going to counter on us then, but I got a message at the same time. It turned out it was a YouTube message reminding me of a series episode. Is that a corner? No. Was that a shot and it's hit the corner flag? I'll take that all day long if you're willing to give it to us, Crawley. But yeah, don't forget Crawley came down. They were one of the favourites to go back up as well. They've got a lot more money than what we have, albeit we came down recently. But I would imagine they can offer more for their players. Yeah, decent first half. You could consider us unlucky, but I'm just trying to think what we could say here because, you know, we are the favourites, but I'm not going to say that because that's complacency, if ever you say it. I'm going to say you're unlucky, and I got a poor reaction really. It's not reds or switching off. That's the, you know, it's somewhere in between. It's not too bad. But now we need, you know, key players to start performing. The two most consistent players there in the middle of the pack, along with Murray actually. Murray's been Mr. Consistency as well. Josh Murray. He's a player that I'd like to keep for at least another season if we go up. I think he's that good. But we'll have to wait and see. Mosley finds Hesenthaler. Now it's Ethan Collins. He's moved inside. That's a great ball. Despite his stats being on like 9 for passing, he's actually pretty good as an advanced playmaker. His vision's gone up slightly as well recently to 11. It was at 10. But now Crawley looking to force the issue here early in the second half. Finds Brooks, and it's a loose ball to Tonda even, and Maxted manages to save us. Which normally, if they get their first attack, they usually score. But never mind. So another throw in now, and this is a bit worrying that they're getting quite a bit of the play. And that is a goal. And with that, we are going to change something here. We're going to take off, work the ball into the box. And we're going to have to try and force the issue here because Crawley have gone top with that goal as it stands, and we've dropped to 6th out of the playoffs. That's how tight it is though. Even if we lost this game, we'd only be 7 points off the top with 9 to play, but we need to win this game. We've got plenty of decent subs on the bench. The only man missing really now, apart from obviously Saunders, the other striker, is... I'll leave this highlight on. It's a corner. Headed away. Are they going to break? Dawson's got it. Ideally they're going to lose it and let us score. He's going to square it for us. No, he's going to kick it long. Ellerslie picks it up though and finds Hesenthaler. Back it goes to Mosley. It's a bit of a loose pass. Yeah, Lewis Dunn's the other man who was missing. He's the only real major one now, I think. And Saunders is nearly back. That's a great ball to Murray, by the way. Murray looks inside and finds Walsh, who's getting hounded, but he somehow finds Hesenthaler with a decent pass. And then Hesenthaler just loses it. He's not playing as well as a box-to-box midfielder, but his stats suggest that he's better at that. But Naby's there with a great finish, but unfortunately it's offside. And now we will make the changes. Grimshaw... I'm going to put... I don't want to leave Josh Murray on. He's been doing okay. Piers Kerr's not having a good game. Neither Gerardo Martin, which is usually a good indication to bring on Tyrell Robinson. Ethan Collins isn't playing the best neither, so I will take him off for this game, put Matt Kerr on, who has been playing fairly well, averaging roughly about a 7, I think. And that's mixed in with the coming off the bench, because this is what he's been doing quite a lot. So we need a reaction now. Definitely need something. Because there's not many chances happening at the minute. It's been a tight game again. We've had a lot of the ball again, but it seems to be Lifecom syndrome here, where we always seem to lose 1-0, it seems. So it's a bit disappointing, if I'm being completely honest. And Brooks gets in behind here, and this is a guy who I have looked at to try and sign. But, well, scouts recommending he's like one of the best players I could try and sign. But unfortunately, he's going to cost money. So now we're into the last 15 minutes, and I am tempted just to put... Yeah, I'm going to put Grimshaw on. He always seems to get an assist at key moments. So hopefully he's going to pop up with another one. Come on, Grimshaw, you can do it. You could do it all night long. Don't know why I was... Like a combination of... the guy who's... I forgot his name now. David Schneider? Yeah, it is David Schneider. So this is not good. We're not having chances. So, what do we need to do? We need to put fluid, very fluid. We're going to go into our tactic screen. Here we are. I'm going to start changing people to attack, just to try and get a late winner, because we need something. We're going to throw bodies forward, throw caution to the wind. We're going to advanced playmaker on attack, just to try and do something here. You're going to be our... Well, you are on support anyway. Mosley, you're going to go on attack as well. This could be the defining moment of our season, I've got to be honest. So if we're going to do it, we need to do it now. Do it. Do it now. Come on. Right. Let's do it. Preston's got the throw. This is a highlight, it seems, for them, unless we can win it back quickly. Dawson finds Brooks. It's crossing towards Brown, and Brown wins the header. Max tips it over the bar. And again, we're just not looking clinical again. The highlights are not showing, and it looks like it's going to be the end of the game. Come on, get whipped in straight away, or just throw it to Brooks. That's good too. Disappointing result. I wouldn't say we deserved it. I think we edged the game, but that's what happens. If you don't put the ball in the back of the net, you don't win. Maybe I should have said I wasn't happy at half-time because we were the favourites, but you know, it is what it is. It's a curse of the Livecom. You know, so many games. I'm going to check it out in a minute because we're going to be picking the next game to watch. But we are going to finish up 7 points, and we would have still been... God, Gateshead lost again. If we'd have beaten Gateshead... sorry, if we'd have won, we'd have been 2 points... Yeah, 2 points off top of the league. That's the margins we're looking at the minute. You know, we scored 44 goals. That's one of the lowest in the league. I mean, Margate have scored less. Hemel Hempstead have scored less. York and Torquay have scored less. Everyone else has scored more. Oh, and Stockport as well, and Chester. But everyone else has scored more than us. The good thing is we've got the least goals conceded, which when we do lose, it's usually narrowly. I think his worst result was 3-1 against Macclesfield. But yeah, that's a disappointing result. That's the lack of options we've got on the bench in terms of striking options as opposed to actual players. The players themselves are decent, just got no attacking options on the bench. Disappointing result against Crawley. I would have thought we were going to try and do something, but yeah, going into the schedule for the next God knows how many games. Yeah, worst result, Macclesfield 3-1. We lost 2-0 to Morecambe as well. That's who we've got in the FA Trophy. So we'll have to be at his best to beat them as well. But as you can see, all our losses have been... Well, Morecambe have done... No, sorry, Morecambe. We beat Morecambe second game of the season. But yeah, we've lost 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 3-1, 1-0, 1-0. So you can see we are a tough team to beat. It's just that the other end of it, the scoring. That's the downside at the minute. So yeah, the next game we're going to do is probably going to be the Tranmere game, I want to say. You know what? No, Gateshead. It's going to be Gateshead. Because that's a biggie, is that one. A big game. If they're still at the top of the league, it could be decisive. So we're going to go for the Gateshead game. So I hope you're going to join us for that. But first of all, if you have enjoyed this video, if you'd like to show your appreciation, is that the thing? No. Yeah, show your appreciation and leave a like for us, please. And if you'd like to keep up to date with the series, anything else that I'm doing, yeah, if you could subscribe as well. And if you think any of your friends would enjoy any of this content, send them in the direction of my channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. But until the Gateshead game, I will see you then. Bye bye.